Russia's invasion of Ukraine remains a key agenda. The G7 summit countering China's influence is another. US President Joe Biden, along with G7 allies, announced a $600 billion global infrastructure program which would attempt to compete with China's One Belt and One Road initiative.
Today we officially launched the Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment. We collectively have dozens of projects already underway around the globe. And I'm proud to announce the United States will mobilize $200 billion in public and private capital over the next 5 years for that partnership. I want to be clear. This isn't aid or charity. It's an investment that will deliver returns for everyone, including the American people and the people of all our nations. It will boost all of our economies.
The U.S. aims to provide $200 billion and the rest of the G7 would provide $400 billion by 2027. The program aims to fund global infrastructure programs in developing countries tackling climate change, global health and digital infrastructure. Currently, China dominates funding such projects, building roads, harbors and airports in far-flung countries. President Biden highlighted the geostrategic thinking behind the plan, saying it would deliver returns for everyone, including the United States. European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen said the project gave a choice to developing countries to partner with democracies.
Team Europe is mobilizing 300 billion euros till 2027 over the next 7 years from both public and private sources. 300 billion euros for sustainable, quality infrastructure and also for health infrastructure. Investments that are transparent and that improve everyday lives and bring real benefit for the communities on the ground.
Although China was not referred to by name, the rivalry loomed large. Unlike China's state-run Belt and Road Initiative, the proposed G7 funding will depend largely on private companies willing to commit to massive investments and is therefore not guaranteed. According to the United States officials, this is a good thing since recipient countries will be able to avoid the debt traps allegedly used by the Chinese. The obvious targets for the US-led initiatives are in Africa, South America and much of Asia are also on the radar. And for more on this, our correspondent Sidhant Sibal has sent us this report from Germany.
For the G7, there are two big worries. One, of course, is Russia, another is China. And now we know that the G7, essentially led by the United States, has launched a $600 billion infrastructure partnership initiative. Under this initiative, funds will be given for development of infrastructure across the world, especially in Global South for next few years. In fact, a statement released by the White House also mentioned India, how to boost rural economy in India. A fund will be investing there, and that, of course, the nitty-gritties are awaited. And it is given that the G7 led by the US will be talking about it, conversing about it with other countries, like-minded partners like India. But now talking about how it counters China, we know that China's infrastructure project, the Belt and Road Initiative, is something that is seen as leading to problems like debt crisis. Especially we have seen notable examples in South Asia and Central Asia. To counter that, this initiative has been launched, and this initiative has been launched weeks after we saw in Japan, on the sidelines of the Quad, the leaders of the Indo-Pacific led by the US President launching the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi was also present, and we know that negotiations are still on in terms of how the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework can help the countries of the region, the Indo-Pacific region. But essentially, these alliances or partnerships, as they are known as, being launched in Indo-Pacific first, then here in Europe, is to send a message to Beijing that it's high time either they change their policies, make their infrastructure projects more transparent, or they will face a major pushback, as we have seen in Tokyo or whether it's here in Germany. With video journalist Ajit Siddhansibal for WION in Germany.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.